Hi, this is Paul Clark from YOUSRC, and here's my web browser at www.yousource.com. I wanted to show you the examples that are on the website. So let's take a look at the first one. So if you click examples on the left hand side, these are some very simple applications that show you some of the basics about how to write programs in the ELK programming language on the YOUSRC website. And you can play these on a web browser, on a PC or Mac, and also on an Android phone if you download the YOUSRC Player app from the Android market. So the first example we've got here is example 01, Hello World. Traditionally, writing Hello World on the screen is the most basic program that you write in a programming language. So let's take a look at it. So when you click on that, you see this bit of workspace here for the examples. This is example 01, Hello World. There's a little thumbnail here. You can see in the top left hand corner there, Hello World. And in a minute we'll run that. And then underneath you can see the source code. As with all ELK programs on the YOUSRC website, once something is published, the source code for it is published as well, and that means that you can learn from other people's programming, or they can learn from you. So let's just take a look at the code. Anything beginning with // in the ELK programming language is a comment, so it just allows you to write some English and explain what you're doing. So here it says, one of the simplest apps possible, contains just one function called start, which writes a line of text. All ELK programs must have at least one function, which is a chunk of code called start, and that means that the brains behind YOUSRC and the ELK programming language knows where your program needs to begin. Open bracket, close bracket just means that nothing is passed into this piece of code. There's no other information passed into it, and that line is always the same for all of your ELK programs that you may write. A function is a chunk of code that gets run, which has got a name, in this case start, and then you use curly bracket open and curly bracket close in order to show where the code begins and ends. So this app has got one line of code, and it's a call to another function called GFX_WriteLine. GFX_WriteLine is a very simple library function. A library function is something provided by the code behind ELK to give you access to things like the keyboard, mouse, screen, play sounds, load images from the YOUSRC website. And these are very powerful functions. They make programming very, very easy. Depending on the different programming language that you may move on to, you'll find that you have to do an awful lot more code to do things like load images from websites and so on. But in the ELK programming language, running on the YOUSRC website, these are typically just one line of code. So here's our one line, gfx.writeLine, and open brackets to show what information you want to pass to that function, and we're going to pass just one set of words, and you put the words inside quote marks just as if you were writing a book, and that shows which words need to be passed, and we want to pass the words Hello World. What you might want to do when you create your first application is copy this code like that and paste it in your own app in order to get started really quickly, and try just changing the words inside the quote marks and see what happens. It's really easy. Don't worry about red lines being shown. That's just because all these browsers these days have got spell checking and things like that, and gfx.writeLine in capitals isn't a common English language, so we can just ignore that. So let's run the app. And when the app runs, you see this message about starting the ELK runtime, and then you see the text, Hello World. So the app started, it passed the two words Hello World to that library function which displayed it on the screen. It's a very, very simple application, but hopefully it starts to show you how ELK programs are structured, some of the key words that are used like function and so on, and at least your first library function has been used, a very powerful one, just to put some text on the screen. So I hope that's clear. Please get in touch if you want more information, and please give YOUSRC a go. Thanks a lot.